This is Fox Wilmington News at 10.
Tonight on Fox, Meth Lab Cleanup. How to find out if you're living in a former lab and the biggest challenges with cleaning up the mess.
And swiping signs. One man is taking it upon himself to make sure all political signs are posted in the right spots. We'll tell you what he's doing tonight.
And the sun will be going behind the clouds in a while. First Alert meteorologist Rob Ellis has more on the changes ahead in the forecast. And good evening, everyone. Thanks for tuning in 1 hour earlier tonight. I'm John Evans.
And I'm Michelle Lee. Heat and explosive materials, of course, can be a lethal combination.
That's just part, Michelle, of what's needed to make crystal meth. And agents have busted hundreds of people trying to do it. Now, here are the SBI's numbers for this year. As of mid-October, they've taken down 260 meth labs across the state. Now, cleaning those meth labs, well, that's another story, eliminating all of the dangers from the residue left behind. We reported at 6:30 the state guidelines are not very clear for people who might own the properties.
You'd feel comfortable moving your own family in here?
I sure would.
3 months ago, law enforcement busted this same apartment in Wimbledon Chase. The renter had set up a meth lab and got caught cooking the drug. As property manager, Cindy Harrison had to supervise the cleanup needed to get it back on the market. It's extensive and expensive. Test samples done by a qualified company, followed by a thorough cleaning, more testing, and more reports. Well, Harrison never had to deal with meth in the past, so she asked state and local officials for some guidance, wanting to follow their rules for cleaning meth labs. She says she didn't get a lot of help.
I think it needs to start all the way back at the legislation. I think they wrote things very kind of gray. I think they wrote things in good intentions, but I don't think anything is specific enough.
According to the paper trail on this case, Highlands Environmental Solutions of Raleigh cleaned and tested the property and filed a report with the state. The Division of Public Health used that report and recommended it's cleaned and suitable for someone to move in. Even though the state regulations say the health department may inspect the property to enforce the rules, that rarely happens. In fact, once the SBI or local law enforcement removes the chemicals from a reported meth lab, state or local agencies rarely visit the site to check on the cleanup.
The health department and our employees do not have that training to make sure that it is clean.
Okay.
We would have to rely on these hygienists to make that determination.
Is there a need somewhere in the system for someone to have the final say that those places are clean and able to go back on the market for sale or rental?
I cannot answer that question. I'd have to defer that back to law enforcement. Or to the experts in the SBI or Division of Public Health.
Sheriff John Ingram of Brunswick County believes there needs to be an agency charged with re-inspecting these properties and making sure the public is protected.
I certainly believe that, yes, because without it we're going to have people exposed needlessly.
Now the question is, who would be in that agency and who would be responsible? Carolyn Moser told me if health departments are mandated to do those inspections, their workers would need to have extra training, and that requires extra funding in times of tight budgets. Now I talked to Rick Catlin, the commissioner in New Hanover County, who's also on the Commission for Public Health. He said it's something the board could bring up at a future meeting. We're going to stay on top of it and continue our coverage of this issue. Now, you can check on whether your home or apartment used to be a meth lab by looking at the DEA's list of meth lab busts. We have a link set up on our website, foxwilmington.com. Just click on this story that you see on the homepage. Michelle?